Hey, good morning. It's a great day to be out and about. Mike and I were up earlier and we had our quiet time individually, and then we got back together and discussed again a few verses out of the first chapter of Colossians, thinking about grace, the gospel of grace, and what does that mean to us? What does the scripture say? And so we're just looking at the text and seeing what God brings out and says to each one of us. And as we are on our way to the Home Improvement Center, say hello, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
We thought we'd just share with you a few thoughts. This morning, Mike had a couple of thoughts from verse 21 through 22 or 3, chapter 1.
Yes, verse 21 and 22. Just one thought, really. Just the comparison that was made there in those two verses and the two words that were used just painted a vivid picture about God's love for us. And those two words were in verse 21 that we, me included and you included, were once alienated. But then in verse 22 it talks about how we were reconciled. So those two contrast, and if you can picture that in your mind of alienation and then reconciliation, it's just a beautiful picture of God's love and God's grace. And it really reminds me of just how amazing His grace and love is. So that's my two thoughts. One thought. That's
Whatever.
it.
Okay, thank you. And I will back you up to about verse 6, and Paul was affirming them and bragging on the church at Colossae? The Colossians. And he was talking about since they had heard the word of truth and understood the grace of God in truth. And so for me, what stands out is what is the difference between hearing and understanding? I can hear some facts, I can hear and understand the words, but do I understand the meaning and how I am then included into that gospel of grace in truth? My most recent example was that I had to fill out an application with the IRS for something going on another completely different matter. I understood the words. I knew what they meant. I just didn't understood what they meant in regard to what I was trying to accomplish. So there's a difference between hearing and understanding. And so wondering what you might think today would be the difference between hearing and understanding, and the difference between being alienated and reconciled to God. All of this under the umbrella of the gospel of grace. So let us know what you think. Leave a comment, send us a direct message, and we would love to hear from you. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.